And then Velma's like, okay, well, I need recognition for my work. I'm not going to like Marie Curie this B word.
Yeah.
This wet-ass P word. But a little Ben Shapiro reference for you. Oh, also, if you want to get like a mental image of what I look like Abby Shapiro.
That's great.
And Dan looks like Ben Shapiro. No, he doesn't.
Oh my God. Who do I actually look like?
Who
Who would play me in the movie version of my life?
Oh my God.
Because Abby Shapiro is the one for you.
Absolutely. I would just have to learn opera. So she could show off her opera skills. I'll think about it. And then we'll get back to who would play Dan by the end of this.
You better.
I will. Okay, so time skip. And then it's like 2 years later, and they all get invitations separately. They don't know anyone else is invited to go to Spoopy Island to solve a mystery. And they're all like, oh, this is finally my chance to prove myself as an individual. And then they all go to the airport separately. They all meet up, and they're like, what are you doing here? Wait, what are you doing here? You're going to take this spotlight away from me. And then they're like, okay, whatever. And then they go on the plane. Oh, my God, the most important part.
I was going to say, do not skip this.
Do not skip this.
Scooby Doo, who, by the way, so far in this movie has been just excellent.
Excellent.
Shows up to the airport in full drag.
Full drag.
And everyone's like giving him the eye. I think some man like whistles at him.
Yeah.
Which is pretty. And Scooby's like,
that was a good Scooby impression.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I am a dog on the inside.
Ruff, ruff, ruff. Maybe we'd get a dog to play you. You get Spanky.
Crusty white dog.
A little crusty white dog.
So.
Or like the dog from Airbud.
Oh my God. He's so cute.
So basically, this irked me because he does not look like a woman.
He's a dog.
He's a dog.
He's like a German Shepherd too, like a meaty dog.
Yeah, he's a dog. And he's like clearly just a dog standing on his hind legs in a sun hat, in a dress. And like people are like, oh, that's a woman.
I know, and I know this movie was going for like realism.
Yeah.
So that's why it bothered me so
like,
much.
They really weren't like suspending our I don't know. It was confusing.
Because what they try to do is act like no one recognized him. Like, for example, Mary Jane, who's like Shaggy's little love interest, sits next to Scooby on the plane. Is like, achoo, I'm so allergic to dogs. And then Scooby, I wonder why. Maybe it's because Scooby's right there.
Yeah.
But Scooby doesn't even wear a wig. He's in this like big sun hat.
Yeah. Maybe he has glasses.
Maybe he has glasses.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Glasses change you.
Yeah. Like Clark Kent.
Yes, you put on the glasses, you're unrecognizable. Mm-hmm. And in this like flowery looking sundress, and no one recognizes him.
Yeah.
And I do appreciate the drag.
Because it's funny.
Because it's funny, but also...
Come on.
But also, is the fact that drag is funny like the butt of the joke here? Or is it... Because I sort of saw it, I read it from like my perspective as like sickening.
Oh, same.
Scooby
we were like
does that. Yeah, I love that part. That was my favorite part of the movie.
Yeah.
Like, I sort of really... I know it irked you, but I really loved it.
Yeah.
But also then I'm like, wait, are they intending for us to laugh at Scooby or with Scooby?
Or with Scooby. Because, like, I mean, like, I think they intended to laugh at Scooby.
For sure.
Like, we were fully laughing with him.
We loved it.
We were in on the joke.
Like, put Scooby on Drag Race.
Yeah, like, they'll call Scooby she her, but they won't call me she her.
That's terrible.
I'm confused. I'm just confused.
Yeah, I mean, that's the state of the world.
Yeah, true.
What are you going to do about that?
Dogs have more rights than trans people. You heard it here first.
I mean, that's like not a controversial statement.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Okay, but going more with this. If you misgender someone's dog, they're like, that's a girl. She's a girl.
It's so funny.
Because like Dan has two dogs, Spanky and Roxy, and like Spanky's a boy and Roxy's a girl. But
Spanky's like a white fluffy little thing, and Roxy's like sort of a straight edge looking terrier. So
yeah, you can tell the difference.
Easily misgenderable though.
Yeah. But like if I'm saying a hypothetical person. If I were to call like Roxy like him, they would be like, actually, like, he goes by she, her.
Her name is Roxy.
Her name is Roxy.
Couldn't you tell by the little collar that's pink and purple?
Yeah.
Come on.
But like they just can't share that energy with trans people, which is hilarious.
That is a very funny point.
Thank you.
And very true. People are
true.
very passionate about their dogs.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you can't understand the importance of pronouns with your animal, you think you can understand them with human beings.
Yeah. Also, I don't think like transphobic people realize that they have pronouns.
Yeah.
I think they're like, haha, pronouns in bio. But like, you have pronouns.
I know.
Too.
Can I tell you something that I saw the other day?
Yes.
So I was on an app that starts with the letter G.
Oh, love.
That I will not.
Gabagool.
Mm-hmm. And I saw this man, and you can list your gender.
Right.
And the gender was, let me check, with like let me see, like basically saying like, let me look at my body. And
that's so extra.
And he messaged me, and whenever I see someone either do that or say like mask for mask, I take the moment to educate and say, you could have had this, but because of your ignorance, I'm going to show you who you are and then block you.
Yeah.
And so I was like, do you understand what you're saying? I was like, you just look stupid because you don't understand the difference between sex and gender.
It's literally, and transphobes love to be like, I believe in science. Science literally backs trans people.
Yeah.
Do you think my bottom surgeon just doesn't know science?
Yeah.
Is Ben Shapiro claiming to know science more than my endocrinologist? It just doesn't make sense.
It does not make sense.
It doesn't.
Illogical. I can't believe we had this whole conversation off of Scooby Doo wearing a dress.
Okay.
Let's get back to it.
Okay.
What happens next? Okay, so they're on the plane.
Right.
They're going to Scoopy Island.
Right.
Scoopy Island.
Spoopy Island. And then they get off, and immediately we're greeted by a really attractive man with spiky hair who has no lines. But he does get...
An extra.
He stuck out to me. Then Mr. Bean.
Mr. Bean. He's the owner of this island / resort hotel / amusement park.
Right.
In the middle of nowhere.
Love.
First of all, if a place like this existed, I would be
my
there.
God, we were talking. I would live there.
I would live there.
We would go.
But how... Another piece of realism that I'm just like have to question: how do they build an entire amusement park in the middle of nowhere on an island? That's a lot.
How do they get the stuff there?
That's I guess like a really big boat, but that's a lot.
Yeah,
that's a lot of work.
That's a lot of work just to set up a little trap.
Mr. Scrappy.
So Mr. Bean explains something weird's happening on the island. People are getting brainwashed. People aren't the same.
Because we have a scene of this guy walking off the island, and he's like, "Oh my God!"
The spiky hair guy.
See, it is spiky hair guy.
Right.
He's like Kelsey's like her name's not Kelsey.
Yeah.
She's leaving the island because she enjoyed her stay, and he goes up to her and she like grabs his arm and like throws him across the beach, and everyone's like, "That's normal."
Yeah. Everyone's like, "Okay, what were you saying?"
Yeah.
About people acting weird.
Yeah, but Mr. Bean's like, "That's what's going on." So you have to figure it out.
Yeah.
And the gang's like, well, I'm going to do it because I'm alone now.
I'm the best.
I'm the best. Even though we're all here on this island together, I'm going to do it by myself.
Yeah.
And they all split out to try to gather clues about what the heck is happening.
Which they do successfully, to an extent. Because they all gather a clue, and they end up at this castle. The castle in question regarding the amusement park ride that was made real.
Spooky Island Castle.
Spooky Island.
So they show up into this castle.
Mm-hmm.
And it's basically like a rat and mouse. That's not it. A rat and mouse. A cat and mouse. Wow, we're smart.
Rat and mouse, just two mice.
Just running around in circles.
Two mice. Love.
A cat and mouse chase where like the ride turns on and like it's like sort of real. It's unexplained if it's just like plastic things or like actual metal spears and swords and stuff that are going to impale them.
Yeah.
But they have this whole thing where they're trying to escape, and Freddy ends up getting busted into this like control room where he sees this videotape where they're talking about like, this is how you act as a teenager. Like, and it shows a scene of shows one scene of teenagers like being really like rude and like,
which is hilarious.
And then the other scene, they're like, no problem, bro. Like, totally radical. And it's like this weird slang thing, but also the video is teaching teenagers how to be respectful, which I supported. Yeah. And I can't believe the bad guys are teaching teenagers how to be nice.
Yeah.
Even though they're brainwashing them and putting monsters in their body, and that's what's happening. I still think that's a beautiful message.
Yeah. Be respectful.
Be respectful. Be respectful and use early 2000s slang. It's what the world needs to heal.
The media created for us and no one actually ever used.
No one actually ever used that.
Totally tubular.
Totally tubular.
Okay, so basically they like solve this whole thing in the castle. Daphne finding the Daemonitis.
Yes.
Which is iconic. It's this little like pyramid thing.
Yeah, she finds this pyramid thing with like glyphs written on it.
Right.
And she's like, wow, I don't know what.
Right.
First of all, I don't know how she got there.
Yeah. She just sort of found it. And why was it out in the open?
Why was it out in the open in a ride?
Or why didn't like the person who needed it like just have it?
That's a really good point. It was so clearly the important object, and they just were like, it was chilling in the back of a ride.
Yeah.
That was accessible.
Yeah. It just didn't really make any sense.
Doesn't make any sense.
So Daphne gives this weird ancient thing to Velma, and then Velma is like, oh, I know this language. And it's like clearly a lost language. It's clearly no one can ever speak it.
Yeah, she sits down. She's
biblical language.
Oh, for sure. And she sits down with it and she's like, I think they're talking about some sort of ancient ritual.
And it's like, you don't know what that's saying.
You don't know what that's saying.
You don't know what that's saying.
But also, I love this idea of the woman who knows everything.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing that she doesn't know. First of all, how do I attain that?
Okay, true.
Like, that's Hermione level smart, where it's like, she knows literally everything.
And Hermione is magic.
Hermione is magic.
So, like, Velma's just, like, inherently better. Who would win in a fight? Hermione.
She has fucking magic. Oh my god, we skipped the best scene.
Which one?
In the Spooky Island Castle, Shaggy and Scooby, who I feel like we haven't talked about at all.
Right. 'Cause they don't do much.
They don't do anything for the plot. They're just there for comic relief. Right. They find this like TV studio, and they... Ooh, that was a nice crack.
Yeah, I cracked my shoulders.
I don't know if you could hear that. That was sexy. They have this scene where they're in this like abandoned TV studio, and for some reason they start like having a burp contest.
Oh yeah.
And this was just like shoehorned in, like 3 to 4 minutes, which is a long, uncomfortable time.
Mm-hmm. You can almost smell it.
You can almost smell of burping. And this was the point where my mom walked down while me and Leliana were watching and was like, "What are you watching? This is disgusting."
We were like, "Hi, Art. Get out.
How dare you?" Even though we both were shitting on the movie the whole time.
Okay, yeah.
At that point, we were like, this is quality. Do not judge our choices. But I have to share what Leliana said while we were watching, which was, she said, "I don't understand this because dogs can't burp. Like, this doesn't make any sense," which is hilarious because, first of all, dogs can burp. So even though some would say, but dogs they emit a lot of gas.
Right.
Oh my God, this is turning out to be disgusting.
Oh yeah.
So dogs do burp, and second of all, Scooby Doo talks.
Okay, but like we're sitting here, and like what can Scooby do, and what can
what can Scooby Doo do?
Scooby Doo do?
And then you said doo doo. What can Scooby do?
What can Scooby Doo do?
But also that works. His first name is Scooby.
Yeah.
What can Scooby do?
What can Scooby Doo not
What can
do?
Scooby don't?
What can Scooby not do?
It's like 11:30, by the way.
Yeah, it's like we're a little tired.
It's midnight. What can Scooby don't?
And
but
like,
true.
It just doesn't make sense.
He can read. He can dress up in drag, which takes a lot of work.
It takes a lot of work.
He can talk.
He can sit up on his hind legs.
He can stand up on his hind legs for extended periods of time.
Yeah. And
he can deceive people.
We were just saying he's an expert in espionage.
And it's
just like, okay. And he can eat human food?
Dogs can eat human food.
Can they eat bread?
Yeah.
Oh,
they can eat grapes, chocolate, and onions.
There's probably been onions on those sandwiches.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
I wonder what's in those Scooby snacks. Can we talk about how everyone in this universe eats Scooby snacks?
Yeah, are they named after Scooby?
Yeah, and Mary Jane is I know these are dog treats, but they're vegetarian.
That could have been like an edible.
Like they reference. Probably are.
Yeah. Probably.
Do you remember those Scooby Doo gummies?
Those are the best ones. Out of all of the fruit snacks that come in like those little packages, it's Gushers and the Scooby Doo ones.
Oh my God, Gushers first. Mm-hmm. Scooby Doo 1 second.
Yeah.
That's a great point. I'm nostalgic for those. And also, I'm allergic to gelatin, so I can't eat a lot of gummies.
But like, you put your life in line.
For those?
To have Freddy in your mouth. We're talking about the gummy, don't. Don't be gross.
Don't
Get
be
your mind out of the gutter.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Wow.
Yes. Oh my god. Hi.
Yeah. Okay. So, dogs can't burp.
Right.
Wait, but this is a good point because it was confirmed that Scooby Doo's an alien.
It was. So it's just like okay, and like Scrappy Doo as well.
Scrappy Doo as well, which is like, why did aliens come down? And first of all, in the shape of dogs,
Which I love.
that I want to understand why. And why did these two aliens come and sit with a bunch of teenagers to solve crime?
Yeah. So how old is Scooby?
How old is
400
Scooby?
years old? 1 year old?
Undetermined.
Undetermined.
Do aliens age?
True. Where do they meet?
What planet is he from?
Yeah.
Mars?
Hey, Twinny.
Oh my god. We're the same.
We're the same.
But yeah, we had to talk about that. Anyway,
Okay.
They leave the castle. Oh my god. They're at the bar.
Right.
Velma is sitting with her boyfriend, who's
And
just
the Damon Wrightus.
and the Damon Wrightus. The boyfriend's just shoehorned into this scene.
Yeah.
And she's uncovering it, and all of a sudden, these monster things bust through the windows
Love.
and start attacking everyone. And Daphne, who learned kung fu
Love.
in her 2 years off, tries to like beat them up, and Velma and Freddy are taken by the monsters away. So we're left with Daphne, Scooby, Shaggy, and Mary Jane, who are this crew now, who have to then
and
find.
Velma's boyfriend got taken too.
Did he?
Yeah. And it was like really emotional.
It was such a big scene. He had 2 lines before this. We were really attached.
Yeah.
So they were all taken away, and then they're like, we have to save them. They sleep on the beach, a choice.
Yeah.
And the next day they wake up, and they see Freddy and Velma again, but they have green eyes.
Yeah.
And they're like, what? And they're acting different.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Freddy and the other like abducted sort of people go after Shaggy and Scooby.
Yeah.
They hop on a motorbike. Mary Jane's there. She hops on with them, and they drive away. And this is when Mary Jane's face.
Oh my god, yes.
She like gets hit by a branch, and her face like
distorts
and like melts like it's Play-Doh, and then like she like smiles at Scooby and then like snaps it back into place.
Yeah.
Which I saw recently is on a meme because I have to talk about this.
It's iconic. It's too funny.
Caitlin Bennett, who if you don't know, all you need to know about her is she pooped her pants. She posted a picture with Laura Loomer, who is an extreme right-wing Islamophobe.
Right.
And she was like, we're the 2 most beautiful women out here. Like, you wish.
First of all, false.
I'm sitting in front of one of the most beautiful women.
Thank you.
So there you go. But secondly, someone posted a picture and was like, this is Laura Loomer. And it was the picture of Mary Jane's face distorted.
Which is so funny because like this is already like, in my opinion, an obscure movie.
It's 20 years old.
Yeah, and it's just like this one scene from this one character, and like Mary Jane isn't even like part of the original Scooby gang.
Right. Good point.
Some random like character.
Right.
Who was like thrown into this movie. And it's just like this one scene of this one minor character from this one obscure movie is like, oh, was she just watching the movie? Like, how is that image in her head already?
But that's why I think it's the good one to talk about this movie, because people remember this movie and random little shit from it, which just made me giggle. But anyway, Scooby tries to confront Shaggy and it's like, your girlfriend's infiltrated.
Yeah.
And Shaggy doesn't believe him. And so they get separated. And they end up I almost said Scabby. Shaggy. It's so hard to say
because like Scrappy, Scooby, and Shaggy. Why choices?
They're 2 alike. So I almost did it again. So Shaggy and Daphne find this like vat of souls in this abandoned warehouse. First of all, why is no one guarding it?
Right.
And they find the souls of Velma and Freddy floating around. They pick them out, and they float back away.
Yeah.
And the one who finds the Freddy soul can't find Freddy's body. And Velma is pulled aside by Daphne into this room. Velma's abducted.
Right.
Also, if my explanation is poor, it's because this movie makes 0 sense.
Oh, it makes no sense.
So they pulled Velma aside. They unfurl the curtain, and the sunlight goes on Velma's body, and she starts like sizzling, and like the monster pops out, and the monster like disintegrates, and Velma's like herself again. So we learn that the monsters, who are just like on this island, I guess, which is interesting because the original Scooby-Doo, the whole point was there's no monsters. We're the monsters.
Yeah. It's like always people in disguise, like old people, like Old Man Smithers.
Right. There's always an explanation. That's the whole point. Is there's always an explanation.
Like monsters are not real.
Right.
But monsters are real.
Wait, what?
Oui.
Monsters are not real?
Oui.
Oui. So.
Okay.
So I forgot where we are. Oh, this is the scene where, by the way, that Velma's boobs are out.
Oh, yeah, because she was turned into like a
cutesy. Yeah.
Cutesy.
Oh my God, that's why.
Yeah, I just realized that too. And this is the one scene in the entire movie where she isn't wearing a wig.
Absolutely.
She's wearing her natural hair.
Absolutely, you're correct.
Mm-hmm.
So then they're like, okay, these monsters can't be in the light. That's why they're attacked in darkness.
Right.
But then there's a scene where, because I think Freddy's soul bounces into Velma's body. And so they have this scene where everyone's in someone else's body. And they're like, the damn rightus, it's going to keep switching our souls until we're back in the right body. And then there's a scene where Freddy... Is his name Freddie Prinze Jr.? It's an actor and the character named Freddy?
Yeah, yes.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
That's confusing.
Yeah.
So Freddie Prinze Jr. as Freddy is inside Sarah Michelle Gellar's body.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole gag is like he's feeling her up.
Which
and it's
is
like...
disgusting.
It's disgusting and inappropriate.
Yeah.
To say the least. It's feeling up her body. And it's just like, oh my God, like I have boobs.
Yeah. It's just like... Literally shut up.
Literally shut up.
Like it's a tired gag.
It's a tired gag and a turf gag.
And a turf gag. So like TERFs trans exclusionary radical feminists.
Thank you for explaining.
They have this like weird concept that's like a really old like psychological disorder that isn't valid or like accepted anymore called autogynephilia. So that is it's an explanation for why trans women are trans women, and it states that they're men who gain sexual gratification from obtaining a woman's body and sleeping with like men.
J.K. Rowling is snapping in her house right now.
She literally is. Her and Hermione Granger are playing patty cake.
She's going up.
Yeah,
but that's why it's so wild that they included this, and this is very 2002 of them,
right?
To be like, look how funny it is.
Yeah,
it's a man in a woman's body.
Like ha 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 ha.
It's not funny.
It's not funny.
Okay, it was what was funny was Daphne in Freddy's body.
Yeah, because she was horrified.
She was horrified, and Freddie Prinze Jr. did a good job.
Mm-hmm.
But the other way around, I was like, I don't want to watch this.
Yeah.
Same thing with Shaggy in Velma's body. He was like, well, wee wow.
Yeah, literally.
Boobies.
Like, yeah, like, please stop immediately.
Please stop immediately.
You know what we forgot was Scrappy, the flashback.
Well, this brings us to another inappropriate little moment. Mm-hmm. So Scrappy flashes back. Mm-hmm. Do you want to explain?
Okay, yeah. So Velma's talking to her boyfriend, like, before the demons attack. And she's like, oh, like, it didn't just used to be, like, the five of us. We have this other member. And they flash back to Scrappy Doo.
Literally urinating
on Daphne. And Scrappy is Scooby's nephew?
I think you're right.
So, like... So Scooby has brothers and sisters?
I
guess that would be the implication.
And also they had Scooby sex?
Yeah. Doggy style. Scooby style.
Good one.
Thank you.
We're clever.
We're literally so clever and highbrow. And then Scrappy wants to be the leader. And like Freddy, I guess, is the leader. So he looks at Freddy and goes,
here's the quote.
He goes, you don't have the scrote for this. Right? Is that what he says?
Absolutely correct. Yeah. You don't have the scrote for this job.
And like scrote, as in scrotum. Like the area in your body, like behind your balls, right? That's what a scrotum is, right?
I have one and I still don't know. I think a scrotum.
I got mine removed.
You did. So you're allowed to not know. But
yeah.
Scrotum's the balls? Oh my God, am I about to Google scrotum?
Okay, so basically, it was disgusting and they kick him out of the group. Okay, so scrotum.
You're right, behind and underneath a penis.
Okay, wig.
It's It's the ball sack.
Oh, okay. Love.
They should have just said you don't have the ball sack. But that's the whole joke, is because that's what people use balls for. It's like you don't have the balls.
True.
So I just said scrote.
Scrote.
Which is honestly worse.
It's grosser.
It
grosser. Somehow makes it grosser.
This fucking scrote. Oh my god.
Okay, so where were we? They're like setting up the trap because like they're all together.
We didn't get there yet.
Scooby gets kidnapped.
That's the tea.
So Scooby gets kidnapped by Mr. Bean, and he's like, "Oh, like Shaggy doesn't love you like I could. Come be our sacrifice." And to me, I'm sitting here and I'm like, "Okay, so let me get the rules down straight." Okay, Scooby's fine with being a sacrifice because he doesn't know what the word means. Scooby can eat sandwiches, can pick up things without thumbs, can stand on his hind legs, can dress in drag, is capable of sabotage and espionage, like so stealthy.
So stealthy.
And he can talk and he can burp. But he doesn't know what the word sacrifice means, and he thinks it's a good thing.
Which, listen, I get because he does get attention. So I think Scooby's like, oh my god, people love me?
Yeah.
Be a little sacrifice?
Yeah.
I
relate to. Because I feel like dogs would like that, because they like a little scratchy.
They do.
But like...
Odd.
Come on. If you
Scooby.
can read... You never read the word sacrifice? In all your monster traveling,
True.
You never read the word sacrifice? Unrealistic to me.